reached the reception when my turn came in the queue. The receptionist told that the hotel having about 33 rooms are all fully booked by now, and he is helpless for rest of the 10 passengers. I was so tired and exhausted after the hectic day, and I was wanting to have a nap wherever possible, and decides to sleep on the sofa of the corridor. Receptionist was so busy in arranging conveyance for the balanced 10 passengers to another nearby hotel. When he came back to his seat, he saw me lying on the corridor. He felt very bad seeing me sleeping on the hotel corridor and told me to stay in his room. I could take a powerful 2-hour nap in his room and return to airport about 7 o'clock and did all the formalities once again and reached Muscat in the afternoon. Before takeoff, pilot apologized all the passengers for the undue delay and also mentioned if the technical snag was not identified timely, the flight would have grounded immediately after the takeoff. This message gave a consolation to all of us. This was my first experience of flight cancellation and the panic we need to go. But now, I remember only the good part in the entire episode. That is nothing but the hospitality extended by the receptionist, the young man from Kashmir. Who is working there as a receptionist. The message which I intend to pass on here to the audience is that even during an unpleasant situation beyond our control, certain pleasant moments will be there to cherish forever. Thank you all. I'll be logging out. I need to go and pick up someone from the airport. Hope the flight is on time. Thank you. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
You can no need. Good evening, Toastmasters. I was not expecting this kind of welcome. A very abrupt sort of, Toastmaster of the day. I was expecting myself to be called a debate master of India. So welcome, the debate master.
Sorry for that. Welcome, debate master. My apologies once again.
Oh, still there. I thought you have already gone to airport. All right, like this small episode has got two aspects. Every statement has got two aspects. It is like two sides of the coin. You have an affirmative side and you have a side which is not slightly affirmative, or you can call it negative or against. So this is what debate is all about, and we are going to have that benefit of debate. We are going to enjoy the debate, and let us keep it to the entertainment aspect only. Let's not take the debate to your heart. There will be someone who is not believing, but still he is debating. So that's why I call it entertainment part. So friends, we will be having two teams of 3 members each. They will be debating for a motion. And that motion you already know. One team is going to talk about for the motion, and the other team is going to talk about against the motion. And those 3 members you people have divided it. One of them will be the opening speaker, the other one the rebuttal speaker, and the third one will be the closing speaker. We have also decided about which topic and who is going to talk for and who is going to talk against. So this has been happening. We have judges and observers who are going to list out your performance, and we are going to come up with the winner. So firstly, we will be having two debates, and the winner of these two debates will fight for the grand finale. We can call it of Khimji Toastmaster 2023 debate. So are you all ready?
Yeah.
Let's, as I mentioned, whoever is coming, let's stick to whatever we have learned in our Toastmaster. A Toastmaster speech always is a structured speech having got opening, body, and conclusion. Toastmaster always stick to the timing rule. So please stick to the timing rule. And you all know about the timing rule. I will reiterate once again. The opening speaker, 3 minutes. The timing rule will be 2.5 green, 3 minutes red, 10 seconds extra. After the 10 seconds, there will be a bell ringing and everybody will clap so that the speaker cannot proceed further. He has to stop. Whatever, irrespective of whether he has completed his point or made his statement or not, he has to stop. So stick to point, and rebuttal or the closing speaker, he has to speak for 2 minutes. Therefore, 1.5 minute green, 2 minutes red. Once again, 10 extra seconds. After that, bell will be rung by the timer. Are we okay, timer?
Yes, okay. Yes, okay.
Okay. So we will get into the first debate. Firstly, I will invite the both the teams. So the team, the first team for the first debate, the team for Rajesh Kumar, Datta Nawale, Gaurav Sood, please on my right side. Maybe in that order. In that order, opening, rebuttal, and the closing. Yeah. And the team against team 3, Satish, Yogesh, and Manjula. In that order, opening, rebuttal, and closing. So here we have both the team, and before I go ahead with the actual debate, may I take the permission of our chief judge to proceed? Okay, yes. We do not want to take too much time in plotting the marks. But while the transition happens from the opening to the rebuttal to the closing, I request the judges to plot the points. There will be some time and it should not exceed 30 seconds. The speaking area is not clear. This whole stage is the speaking area. Only thing, you should not go and pounce upon your rebuttal speaker. Jokes apart, so I have taken the permission of the chief judge. Audience will poll at the end for the best speaker. What the audience? Other than the speakers, right? Other than the speakers. Other than the speakers, we will poll for the best speaker, including the online. Okay. Okay. Done. So the best speaker poll will happen after each debate conclusion. All right. So the first motion of the day is sports stars are bad role models for young people. The motion is sports stars are bad role models for young people. I would like to invite from team 2 to give his opening and constructive speech on this motion, Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar.
We often look up to sports stars as heroes, but are they really the kind of people we want our young generation to follow? Good evening, debate master, eminent panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters, and my opponents. The sports celebrities are good role models. This is mainly due to the fact that these type of people tends to be more arrogant towards their peers after they become famous. They also often engage in bad things that may eventually lead them lose the good values that they are supposed to possess. There have unfortunately been many athletes who have acted as bad role models in sports over the years. Few examples such as Tiger Woods to be one of the most popular athletes in the world and was the #1 ranked golfer before his personal goal collapsed in 2009. The media reported on a series of affairs and that led to a messy public image and his divorce. Mike Tyson. Tyson was a highly successful boxer, but he also served time in prison for allegations and have been involved in several other legal issues, including drug possessions. Hansi Crony, Asruddin, Salim Ali, all involved in match fixing in quest for money and lavish lifestyles. Yesterday, Kohli and Gautam Gambhir had an ugly spat in public, and Harbhajan Singh on this Tuesday said that he was ashamed on slapping Srinath on pitch during the inaugural edition of IPL. Sports stars are often engaged in risky or unhealthy behavior that can negative consequences for young people who look up to them. And for instance, studies have shown that athletes are more likely than general population to engage in substance abuse or risky behavior. Sportsmen we see in the media may not always reflect their true character or personality. It's important to remember that sportsmen are human beings with their own strength and weakness, and they may behave differently in private and they do in public. The sportsman may inspire us with their physical abilities or achievements, but they may not necessarily carry the values and qualities like kindness, integrity, social intelligence, self-control, gratitude, which we want our young generation to proceed. So this is also, and we see only glimpse of their lives that comes from media player, but we don't know the large part of their life. When it comes to the role models, better young people choose from their own family or social setup so that they can experience the role models much closer and take learning.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh.
After the red, keep it on.
Just check
it. Don't put it off.
Okay. Red after keep it on.
Judges, we will give you 30 seconds.
They are able to hear properly.
Judges, you are able to hear us.
Yes, we are able to hear. Yes. We are able to hear.
Yes, yes.
May I now call the first speaker or the opening speaker of the team against the motion, Toastmaster Satish to come on stage.
You control your own wins and losses. You control your own wins and losses. This was quoted by Russian tennis player Maria Sharapova. Dear Toastmasters, debate masters, and distinguished guests and judges. Today I am here to speak against the title. The title is Sports Stars Are Bad Role Model for Young People. Let me start with a small incident. When I came to my home last week, my kids said, Daddy, they were very excited and they wanted to say something to me. They said that we have got selected for final round of competition, drawing competition. I was very happy. After a week, when I entered my home, I could not find my daughters because both were crying at the corner of my room. Then I understood, okay, they lost. Fine. To console them, what I did, I have shown some videos of Sachin Tendulkar cricket clips. In that I have explained, you see, he scored dugout 0, but his mind state was same, no reaction. You see, he made 100 runs, he made century. Now you see, his mindset is same, uniform. Even if you win the match or if you lose the match, his mindset is uniform. You have to learn this and you have to adopt it in life also. Toastmasters. Normally we choose our role model who is more optimistic and positive. Normally, these qualities are very much available with the sports stars. Not only these qualities, they have some more qualities also, very good, excellent qualities like hard work. They do their hard work till achieving their goal. These our youngsters should learn from these sports stars. And also, teamwork. We should learn what is teamwork, how to develop the team. These kind of skills we can learn from these sports stars. And also confidence level. You see that any sports stars, they will play match till end of the match with the full confidence, even if they know we are going to lose, but their confidence level will not come down. These youngsters should learn. And also work ethic. What to follow, what to not to follow, how they are doing. Same thing we have to learn and we have to adopt in our life. And then the last one, physical activities. To achieve their goal, they do regular practice. And also they make bodybuilding also to achieve their goals to get the cup. So these also youngsters should learn. Finally, since all these good qualities are having, sports stars are having, our team do not accept this title. Sports stars are bad role model for young people. And we are against this title. Our team is against this title. Over to debate master. Thank you.
We give 30 seconds to our esteemed judges. I will now call on stage from team against the motion to rebut the opening speaker for team. Please welcome Toastmaster Suresh Kalia Perumal.
Good evening, Toastmaster. Good evening, and fellow Toastmaster and debate master of the day. The opener speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh, told, what's the bad side of a sportsman? He told some points. Behind that, some of fabulous things who are doing behind the work. For example, I can say that the badminton superstar Saina Nehwal, she started with the charities and foundation, and still she started in the foundation in Hyderabad. Is doing good work for underprivileged students. And another example, the 2011 World Cup star, Yuvraj Singh, who was diagnosed with lung cancer after the World Cup, and he treated well, then back to the court, and he started We Can organization, and people now taking treatment for underprivileged this thing. And for another example, I can say that PT Usha, his successful career at the track, and USA's School of Athletics is serving the purpose of developing and future stars. And we can, another example, I can say that the cricketer, the famous beloved captain MS Dhoni, and initiated charitable foundation and charity matches. From that, he earned the money and giving to the Indian Army. And another magnificent example, Mary Kom. We know that she started in the boxing foundation and free of cost to the unprivileged students. And according to study published in January 2011, the edition of Journal of Observed Adolescent Health, 59% of teenagers can identify the role model in their life. And they were more likely to make good health choice among the teenagers and role models. And based on that, athletes prefer for physical activity and confidence and work ethic and education. These things are behind that and works.
Thank you. We give 30 seconds to our esteemed judges. May I now call the rebuttal speaker from the team 2, Toastmaster Datta Nawale.
Good evening, debate master, eminent Colonel of Judges, and my worthy opponents, and dear Toastmaster. My worthy opponents give the examples, 1 star. Topic is actually about stars. There is no 1 star actually we have to be a role model or something. So he gave the example of Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar, yeah, of course, there is a lot of positive points or you have to take out, but it should be all rounder. Right? Even Sachin Tendulkar also have out of the field, there is a lot of things he's supposed to do that we cannot see, as you already know. We never heard about him. He is doing charity. Even in between, he got the Ferrari gifted. I surprised that time actually how he can ask waiver for this tax. He could not pay the tax. So that kind of things also affect the young people. So it is not like it's only on the field. My worthy opponent says, talk about only field physical activities, but that is not enough to encourage the young people and kids. And he speak about the sports doing the only in the field only physical activities, as I mentioned. As mentioned in our opening speaker, that there are many examples of bad role models such as that Tiger Woods, Mike Tyson, Azharuddin Salim, many. As a role model is someone other who has a good example. A role model is someone who is worthy of imitation, like your beloved teachers or parents or well-behaved celebrity or sports stars. Sports stars. I'm again repeating. Sports stars, not sports star. There is a lot of sports star is there actually we can follow. But several sports stars are going in different way. So young people could not follow. Hence, sports stars are bad role models for young people, and we strongly recommend to our worthy opponents that we reject their motion and we will ask to second our motion to all persons. Over to David.
Thank you, Toastmaster Datta. We give 30 seconds. To our judges. May I now welcome on stage the closing speaker of Team 3, Toastmaster Manjunath.
Thank you, debate master, and my dear Toastmasters. Sports always it has to be with us. If you see, for any education, if you want to go up for higher studies, they'll say, how is your son in the sports? He may be very good, first rank, but if he's not good in sports, they'll say he cannot. Sports is mandatory in all the schools and in the end. And we have to make a role model. In many of the schools which I have noticed, they have put the sports person's photos over there. Make sure that every time when the kids see it, they have to learn something from that particular role model. What I have to do, what I can do better from him, like that. Like as our team player said, like Sachin Tendulkar, we have to keep such person in mind early morning, like what he did today. Okay, education is also a part of our life, but apart from education, sports, physics is more important for us, right? Many people, they go for yoga. Why they go for yoga? To keep themselves fit. If they don't keep themselves fit, their mind will not be fit. Many cases it happens. People, they sit in the school, sit for hours together, but they don't know end of the thing what. This 8 hours what the teacher taught us. Main thing is the physical and the mental strength. The main thing is we have to have the sports and it increases the excellence, empowerment and responsibility of a person. I always say sports is a mandatory everything. Like in every day you say schools, in every school, per day at least one class will be there for the sports period like that. In per year, 3 days will be there for a sports period like that. So that has to increase now. Every 6 months there will be a sports period. So over to you, debate master.
Thank you, Mr. Manjunath. 30 seconds. And let's welcome the last speaker of this debate and the third speaker of Team 2 to give his closing remarks, Toastmaster Gaurav Sood.
Thank you, debate master, respected panel of judges, and fellow Toastmasters, and my worthy opponent. As my opening speaker said, he spoke of the very small practices that the famous sports persons have got into. You know, for petty amount of money, you get into match fixing, you use performance enhancers drugs, you have domestic violence, you get extravagant. For money, they get into advertisement of liquor and advertisement of gambling. And due to all this ill effect of the mal practices, what has happened? And in their quest to win always, they have become arrogant. They have become aggressive in their behaviors. And
Because of this lavish lifestyles, they have moved away from simplicity. These sports persons whom we want to be the role models, they don't get us into the true values that we want to imbibe in the young people. Values such as honesty, values such as being humble, being wise, being gratitude, self-control. All these values are missing from sports persons, from the famous sports persons today. All of them, all because of their quest to win and being at the top always. As our debated speaker said, the true values for young people can come from the family, from our parents, from the teachers, or from the stories that we get from the extended families. We firmly believe, as a team, we firmly believe that the sports people of today are not the role models that young people should have. We should have role models which should come from our family, from the family, or from the stories we get around. With this, I request everybody, please take it.
Thank you, Toastmasters. With that, we conclude our first debate, and we will give some time to the judges to plot their. You have participated? Yes. Okay. After 1 minute silence. Meanwhile, audience who are not taking part, apart from these 6, please vote for the best speaker. You can also give maybe from strategical point of view. Yeah, you can vote, but not political point of view. Not a politician. Sport person. All right. To distribute the participation certificate, can I call the chief judge on the stage? You are saying something? Yeah.
Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar. We all can give a big round of applause. Photographer, you can come to the.
Come here, photographer. Double click. Come on the page.
Toastmaster Datta Nawale.
Maybe you can come here. It's like up the team members. Yeah.
Toastmaster Gaurav, be there, I'll come there.
Now let all 3 of them and take one real picture.
We'll have a group picture.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Sadiq Selvaraj.
I will be there.
Toastmaster Suresh.
You can see on that side. With the line.
Okay, no? And Toastmaster.
One group picture.
Let's have a group applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, yes. If you are to give me
Okay, thank you very much. The first debate teams, you can take your place.
Stand somewhere and because the mic is over there. That side sometimes. So that's why. Clip mic. Not working. Not working. I couldn't touch the.
I'm sure the audience must have enjoyed the first debate and made their mind. And whether both stars are really bad role models for young people. I think, if you have noticed, I have broken down that statement in 3 parts. Sports stars are bad role models for young people. So you have to ask yourself as debaters whether you have, picked up these points. Sports stars, bad role models. Remember, sports stars don't only play games. They have something else also associated with their lives, which will affect the young people. So you have to connect these 3 things. Every time a motion has to be broken like this, you have to see what sports stars do. For example, so the debate is over. This is just to educate, as I mentioned in the earlier statement. Yeah. So you were saying to
you just so you can just complete what you start. You can complete what you start.
Got all the thing. We can start the second one. Yeah. So what I was saying. Yeah, you have to break. You have to break and stress upon every motion. You should not stick to one aspect. There will be more than one aspect.
And looks like you overtyped.
Let's start our next debate. And before I talk about the motion, I will invite the team members. So may I invite the team for Toastmaster Prabhakar to come on my right side. Toastmaster Ramalingam. Toastmaster Varghese. Please take your seat in that order. Opening, rebuttal, and closing. And the team against from team 4, Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Amshad, Toastmaster Santosh Karka. Chief Judge, may I take your permission to start this debate? Having got the permission, the motion of this debate is artificial intelligence, more friend than foe. Artificial intelligence, more friend than foe. And may I invite the opening speaker from Team 1, who is for the motion, Toastmaster Prabhakar.
It's going to be interesting to see how society deals with artificial intelligence, but it will definitely be cool, said by Colin Angel. Good evening, panel of judges, chief judge, debate manager, fellow Toastmasters, worthy opponents, and guests. Artificial intelligence is used in most successful companies like Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, and Meta, where artificial intelligence technologies are used to improve operations and outpace competitors. Artificial intelligence currently is a game-changing technology for the businesses. Global spending on cognitive and artificial intelligence will reach more than $204 billion in 2025. It's a reference from International Data Corporation. The artificial industry will be generating revenues of $119 billion by year 2025. Statistical data from Statista. The artificial industry could be worth more than $15 trillion by the year 2030. This is a reference from PwC research. Artificial intelligence in adoption in the business. It is skyrocketed during COVID-19 pandemic, increasing 37% in finance and 27% in retail and 20% in IT. It's a statistical data received from KPMG. The number of enterprises using artificial intelligence is grown by 217% between 2015 to 2019. The reference received from Gartner. The results and benefits of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence facts show that Netflix recommendations engine is worth $1 billion in the year, which is received from Business Insider. From the consumer points of view, the 2 in 3 Americans believe self-driving cars will be safer than human drives. The data received from driverseducation.com. And 63% believe artificial intelligence will be able to solve complex problems. Also, artificial intelligence used in the healthcare sector, but by treating melanoma as well as in skin cancer. Artificial intelligence has been used in pharma industry by manufacturing the drugs as well as dispensing of drugs. And it is used in the banking. Even we are day to day, we are using personally. I'm using by transaction, even purchase. And with an annual growth of rate of 36%, self-driving car market also nearing 173 billion. If I answer close to more than
Thank you, Toastmaster Prabhakar. 30 seconds to judges. May I now call on stage from the team which is against the motion, their opening speaker, Toastmaster Anand.
Artificial intelligence has the potential power of mass destruction to our civilization, and it could threat to the next world war. It is not said by me. It is said by Elon Musk during the last interview conducted by Fox magazine on 17 August 2023. Honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and my worthy opponents. Do you think that artificial intelligence is useful to our common life? No, never. Humans are the most intellectual creations in the world. And who has created artificial intelligence? Human only, of course. It's a common sense, and it is really fact that humans are fed the data to create the artificial intelligence. And without human intervention, artificial intelligence will not work. So basically, functions on the codes and functions of the artificial intelligence will work on the codes and parameters fed by the human. So it can't think critically through complex scenarios. Without human intervention, machines will go idle. Since all algorithms fed by human, they can have built-in bias. So what happens? The result, output of the result will be biased. This is most dangerous actually. See, this will lead to the it is very dangerous to the universal world. Such reality could lead to the unintended consequences in the universe. I would like to highlight one more thing. You know, artificial intelligence is very rigid. It can change from the systematic codes and parameters fed by the human being. For example, a Tesla car cannot help the driver to change the route because Tesla car can read only the data which is already fed in the machine. So human intervention must change the parameter. A recent journal issued by World Bank, 9.2% of the population are living in less than 5% per earning, less than 5% per dollar a day. 24% of the total population, which is equal to 1.9 billion, live in a vulnerable situation. And in this situation, do you think that AI will be useful in our world? So in that sense, AI has no answer.
30 seconds. Silence for judges. May I now invite the rebuttal speaker from the team against the motion, Toastmaster Amjad Ali.
Dear Toastmasters, judges, and opponents, you have talked about artificial intelligence, and we heard the facts and figures that it has improved the efficiency, improved the revenue of big companies, the giant companies. But we have forgotten to mention that artificial intelligence has created a negative impact in our economy. More than 300 million jobs will be lost by 2025. This is as per Forbes magazine. And if we talk about the World Economic Forum, they have recently mentioned that 95 million jobs will be lost by 2030 only because of the artificial intelligence. You can see that it has created a negative impact. And where these people will be going, where these 300 million people, or even 400 million people is said by the CNN. In CNN, there is one research saying that 400 million people will be losing jobs. And these are not ordinary workers. These are nurses, doctors, engineers, writers, and so on. Now, if I talk about solving the problem, and my opponent had mentioned that it will also help the healthcare. It will also help the humanity to save the life. But on the other hand, we have seen that artificial intelligence is able to make the decision without human intervention. And if we see that autonomous weapons of mass destruction can automatically get activated and create worst impact on our society, killing mass people without the human intervention. This is one of the biggest threats, and that is the reason you might have heard that few days ago, godfather of artificial intelligence from Google have left. Geoffrey Hinton, he mentioned that the technology that I have been developing, I'm now afraid that it is gonna be a biggest threat to the human. So this is where artificial intelligence is definitely a self-driving technology that will definitely replace the human being, and that will definitely be superior to human and creating destruction for the human being. And of course, there are various other issues that are related to this. So the most important point that I'm mentioning here is it is bad to human because it will be, of course, exposing the privacy of human. You might have seen that we have now more and more facial recognition, artificial intelligence-based technologies, which is recognizing our face, but at the same time taking the input from our face, which can definitely leak our privacy, and other people can clone our face and make the decisions, make the entries to some other places without our knowledge. And last one.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amjad. 30 seconds break. Let's welcome the rebuttal speaker from Team 1, who are for the motion, Toastmaster Ram Lingam Vengala.
Eminent panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests, and my worthy opponents. Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
AI is not a replacement to humans. It's a tool to get things done comfortably, precisely within a specific time. AI is to enhance the intellect power of humans. As my opponent speaker said, the AI will destroy the civilization. He said, he was quoting that in 17th August 2023, some data he was referring. The data has not yet come. So I would like to tell you that this is not a distraction to the civilization. It is basically a helping to the nation. There is a more security to the nations. If we use it in the what we call in the army, it will use for the diffusing the bombs. If we use it in the mines where humans cannot reach, these machines can go and perform the tasks and give the result. The second one is bias. The another contradictory statement. Elon Musk said that it's a great threat to the society. But at the same time, the Elon Musk, he only introduced the popular car, Tesla. And the other thing, what my opponent has said, job loss. Basically, these AIs are created to utilized properly, efficiently, precisely, without any errors for the comfort of humans, not as a replacement to the humans. According to the study, the population growth every year, 16 billion it is increasing. And also 9% of jobs, additional jobs will be created to innovate the AIs, to operate the AIs, and to maintain the AIs. So with this, I would like to request judges stage to approve the motion. AI is more friendly than poet. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramling. 30 seconds break. Now, let's welcome the third and the closing speaker from the team which is against the motion, Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you, Great Master. Good evening, Toastmasters, judges, and my worthy opponents. AI industry, as my worthy opponent told, that it will create a $15 billion industry in 2030. And also he told that it will be like from 2015 to 2019, it was increasing. But the latest one, it says it is actually decreasing because there are companies who has, came out, they understood that what destruction it can create. Like my colleague, he told Geoffrey Hinton, who is called as a godfather of the artificial intelligence. He has left the company and he wants to spread the message of what the destruction it can cause, like a whistleblower. And as my colleague told that it is like a mass destruction, it can create a threat to the world because that AI is based on the backed by biased data. It can be backed by biased data who can create a havoc in the world. And also this, it's like if this AI is got to a leader of the world who is actually cranky guy and he may use it against the humanity. So also this, as our worthy opponent told, that it will not replace the humankind, but it will replace the human from this world. There's a possibility of this happening. So we need to see that, like Geoffrey Hinton, who gave up this idea, and he wanted to have a compassion on.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh. 30 seconds for the judges. And let's welcome our last speaker for this debate and the third and closing speaker from the team, which is for the motion, Toastmaster Varghese Kiran.
Thank you, Debate Master. Good evening, eminent panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. By this time, I believe you will agree with me that AI is a must, is a friend of us. If you still not have a doubt, I have few points to share. As my opening speaker said, from 2015 to 2019, it's a historic data, is a 217% has been increased in the usage of artificial intelligence. This is not a pie chart or graph which is we are expecting it. He mentioned about the banking and the pharma industry. When we go to pharmacy, we may counter check. Is this the right medicine? Even the human has given the medicine, we may counter check, or we send the report to another doctor to recheck. Why? Because to check. Artificial intelligence, the problems are very, very minimal or it's zero. In 1 trillion, you know how many zeros? It is 12 zeros. 1 and 12 zeros is 1 trillion. My opening speaker said 15 trillion dollar is the business is going to come in 5 years. $15 trillion business. We are all in this world. How we can capture, make a friend of AI, maybe in the heart. Think about it, how to get that business. Elon Musk, while coming from Dubai, sitting in the expressway, driving, are we not thinking to have a Tesla? Already the road is straight. We enjoy. We can send messages. We can make calls. Yes, I already crossed the border. So we need AI in our heart and friends. So I urge the floor, the worthy opponents, panel of judges, or fellow Toastmasters, be friend with artificial intelligence. Over to you, debate master.
Toastmaster Varghese, and since he was the last speaker, let's give 1 minute break for the judges to plot their ballot. All right. So let me distribute the participation certificate. May I call Toastmaster Anand K. Come here. No? Go there.
Yes, he is telling go there.
Thank you. May I call Toastmaster Amjad Ali?
Artificially, the capture is capturing your image.
Yes. See the power of don't have to handle it.
No, nothing. The camera not in the right position. Not in the right position, just go this way.
This is
And two guys. Okay, together.
One group picture.
Group photo. Come.
And the other team, led by Toastmaster Prabhakar. Toastmaster Ramlingam Mangala. And the closing speaker, Toastmaster Varghese Kiran. I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, audience, how was the debate? Where the question was, artificial intelligence, friend or foe? More of a friend than foe. Hope you all enjoyed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, team members. You can take your seats. A big round of applause for all of us debaters. We have few observers in the audience. So let me take these two debates, which we just saw having concluded. Let's take their opinion, their views. So firstly, I will call Toastmaster Anil to share his observation and give some comments, some advices to the house.
Oh my goodness. Debate master, good Toastmaster, and my dear guests. It was very fairy contest, I would say. Both have put up a lot of points to support their motion and support their points. I would say one comment that if you talk about AI, first we talk about AI. No? AI, the one point which I would rather put forward is we did not talk about regulations. So AI friend or foe is a question. It is a friend, also it's an enemy. So how it can be best used to have a point. The regulation part is not spoken in any of the speeches I have seen. Could have been an added value when you speak for it, even though. If you speak against it, yes, there are good points put up by all the teams members. But one point I would rather use against it is that it is a chance that it may overtake some of the human behavior, which may be very, very harmful, right? Like cloning. One point could have been added is cloning something which is going to be very, very dangerous for humankind, and they can very well do it. Cloning means you are impersonating somebody without knowing him. Something which is very, very dangerous. Could have been a point which they could have said. Yeah? You said? Maybe my mistake, I don't know. That is one point definitely is against it. But overall, both have put up their points in a very structured manner, talk very well, and kudos to both of them.
Touch upon the first debate, no problem. I will ask TTM Navneet Krishnan will come live.
Thank you, debate master, to the entire house, online and offline. It was a fantastic debate. I enjoyed to the core. First and foremost thing I would like to appreciate is the selection of the topic. It was current affairs and it is to the trendy topics. And both the topics were selected carefully and very well made motion. The correct words are organized in such a way that it can be debated. It should give scope to both the teams. It was very well picked topic. I would like to appreciate the debate. And also, I'd like to appreciate that most of the participants are first-time participants, and we never sound like it is the first time. It was very well professionally delivered, addressed by each and every speaker. So, big kudos to one and all. And I can understand how much time and effort you are taking to prepare this, how much research you have done, and all the hard work we could witness when we observe this debate. That is the essence of the entire debate. It should be beneficial to the audience when they hear something. That was amazing. There are some key learnings, takeaways from the debate. I'm not going to talk about any particular point or any specific debate, but in general, a good quality debate. Better we can use a key point notes, not as a printed papers, because we are Toastmasters, we are professionals in speaking. So you can organize your thoughts, keep some bullet points in your hand. There's nothing wrong with it. But bringing a paper and reading, it doesn't have a better appealing sense when we look at from the audience side, because that's the difference between a Toastmaster and a non-Toastmaster. So anybody can print the data, come and speak. But only Toastmasters can deliver, because there are some specific points for delivery and how you present your points. So by looking, your focus will be there only on the paper. So you will be losing eye contact, you will be losing on voice modulation, you will be losing on many aspects. So how convincingly you make your point that matters the most. So better to avoid bringing papers. Instead, you can bring a bullet point, small sheet you can use. And also, this is like a parliament house. And whenever you are in a debate, always address the debate master. Like in parliament, nobody address one-to-one. You mentioned about worthy opponents, you mentioned about the worthy opponents at the address. At every point, don't look at the opponents and say. Look to the debate master, and he is the only person to be addressed. That is the moral ethics when you have any debate. So use always debate master and conveying this message to you. So that has to be there. And always state the motion properly in opening and closing. What is the motion? And whether I am for or against. So you are covering a lot of points. There is no time to conclude. So a strong closing on the motion, whether it is for or against, is missing. So that you have to make it clear, every speaker. And the teamwork. I would observe some teamwork because there is some mark for ranking for teamwork. How you are passing message from one person to other person, how you are exchanging notes when other person is doing, how you are taking notes, passing the message to other speaker. That teamwork is very important. Okay, that I could see good in some team, and there are some scope for improvement in some other team. So that can be enhanced. And there are certain rules in Toastmasters where the opening speaker can come and present his team, his full points. Whereas the rebuttal speaker should focus on the previous opening speaker and rebut his points. That is his only job. Like in cricket, opening batsman has a role, a middle order has a role, and the hitter has a role. So a specific role of a rebuttal speaker is just focus on what the opening speaker said and rebut his points 1, 2, 3. Finish. You don't bring any new points. Okay. And every team, the closing speaker's role is, I could observe very well in some team, my opening speaker said this, my rebuttal speaker said this. Overall, my team's point of view is this. That is the job of a closing speaker, because within 2 minutes, you cannot bring many new points. So what is your opening speaker said? What is your rebuttal speaker said? You bring a conclusion. Okay, just an essence of the conclusion. That's all. So if you do strictly what is your job to do, it looks so appealing from the audience. And one team is following that, and another team is not following that. That's also unfair. So everybody should stick to this. A rebuttal speaker rebut to the other opening speaker. A closing speaker is concising what is opening and the rebuttal speaker said. And I find it a little odd using mobile phones while the debate is on. You know, everybody's eyes are on you, and you are referring something and making a point. That doesn't sound better. If it is online contest, yes, we can do it. But in a physical contest, if you are using mobile, other person also should use a mobile. So one person is taking a point from the mobile on the internet, and other team has been not given that opportunity. So we have to make a point that no mobile should be used when you are in this stage. So that can be ideal. And some teams are very good in referring points. I have taken from this reference, this page, and this notes. But when you're referring, also give a good quality reference, like Statista. It's like Wikipedia. So give good quality reference. So that I like in some teams. Some teams, they just orally said, this is from the internet, from this data set. No. Which data, which date, which year. So some teams are very good, so you can do that. So overall, it's a fantastic debate, very well made attempt. And when we do this, it will be very helpful, because some major debate contest, it will be impromptu topics. You will not have any time to prepare. You will be given 15 minutes or 10 minutes time to prepare as a team, but the topic will be given on stage. So you will not have any luxury to print out and come and read. So be prepared, and I could see that very good enthusiasm from the new members. Keep up the good spirit, and let's have a great debate session in future.
Thank you very much, India and Nandi,
for that very, very valuable tips. And as he mentioned, many of us were first timers, so plenty of learning might have happened. And with this kind of tips, you will be really a very, very effective debater next time. A big round of applause. Now, the most important time where we will get to know which two teams are going ahead to fight the final. And to do that, we will call the chief judge of the evening, DTM, Praveen Panikar.
I think let's give a big round of applause to both the teams. It was a good, very interesting debate, I would say, because first time we are seeing a debate after a long time in the Masters, especially the interesting fact is that the newcomers. Most of the people were very newcomers and they could boldly, courageously, they came and attended the debate. Is really deserved. It is based on today's performance that it's only just by seeing your performance that you have picked up one winner out of this. That doesn't mean the other team is not done good or something, but all of you have done extremely well. Just for going for the final, the first team, the first debate, sports are the bad role models. The finalist will be debate team A. Give a round of applause. We will be doing
Toastmaster Rajesh,
Toastmaster Dutta, and Toastmaster Gaurav. And in that contest, the audience has selected Toastmaster Satish Selvaraju as the best debater. And for the second debate, artificial intelligence more friends than foe. The team go to the final will be again team A for the session for 4. Toastmaster Prabhakar, Toastmaster audience has selected the best debate as Toastmaster Varghese Kiran. The teams will be meeting each other, fighting each other, whatever they are going to do the next session. We will wait and see. Back to debate master DTM Govindagi and DTM Govindagi has not been introduced. He was saying that I hope all of you is a past division director, yoga master, or team.
Okay. Thank you, DTM Praveen Panikar. We all know who has moved to the next level, and the motion is we should all be vegetarian. Something to eat. Vegetarian is ready, so we will take the break for how many minutes? 15 minutes? Time up?
10 minutes. Time is not 5 minutes. Time is not there.
Time is not there. No. Only 5 minutes. 5 minutes break, and then we will come back.
Yeah.
Yes, the team has got some issue. Oh, we are all prepared. The motion was given to you on yesterday's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them also give a lot of actually came from there. We do not have it's my first time. Worst day of my life. Really, we should have more often. Then people will get more practice, even including debate master. The team is very good. So there are not only going for
So better we can post on more than 5 minutes. You pass away.
For events, one has been arranged for the snacks. I think it's vegetarian night.
For debate master. Very nice.
Long time we are love. To get it well featured, it's very difficult. All right, last 1 minute. Right, let's start. Timer, I'm not wasting time. Please. The president. Where is president? Okay, president.
Sir, please.
What time? Fellow Toastmasters, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
How was the snack break? And how was the snacks?
It's more friendly than.
Was there any debate about snack?
It's the better.
So let's start our finale of the day. So we will invite straight away the teams which have reached the final. May I call upon the speakers from Team 1, Prabhakar, Toastmaster Prabhakar, Toastmaster Ramlingam, and Toastmaster Varghese, who are going to be speaking on for the motion. And the team against the motion, Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar, Toastmaster Datta, Toastmaster Gaurav, against the motion. Chief Judge.
Right side. Let it be democratic. Let it be democratic.
Yeah, do you have any objection on my right hand side or my left hand side? Because I am always asking for on my right and against on my left. Do you have any objection, or you want to talk so that both of them have experience right hand side? Maybe you people will have anything. If you don't have, you can continue.
The debate should be
We should. Now, once we will have a motion,
yeah.
How much Toastmasters should be superstitious while debating? That should be the motion. All right, please judge. Can we go ahead? We are closing the door. Junior Rajesh, quickly. You are our photographer. So, fellow Toastmaster, the motion is we should all be vegetarians. That is the motion. And to speak for the motion, may I call the opening speaker, Toastmaster Prabhakar.
Eat well and live well with plant foods, said by Douglas Lawrence. Good evening, eminent panel of judges, chief judge, debate master, worthy opponents, and fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. As you all know that plant foods are natural and it is very good for our health, which contain more amount of nutritional elements, folic acid, vitamins, manganese, and it supports our organs very well, and at the same time it reduces the cholesterol and reduces the BMI, body mass index, also which improves the cognitive function, and it will make easy digestion. It will not make harmful to the body. And plant-based are which contain more of antioxidants, which will eliminate free radical. So it will be good for your cardiovascular system, as well as it will improve the particularly diabetic patients. It will be good for the health. And it is abundantly available. And you can produce yourself at home. And cost effective. And wherever you are going, it is easily available. And you can take it raw without cooking. So you will not lose the vitamins by eating. So plant-based foods are, particularly vegetarian, all the vegetable plant-based food, it is good for your health. And at the same time, we have the study data prove that in the US Department of Health Sciences, which says that it will eliminate most dangerous disease, and particularly cancer. And also, it will not make any harmful symptoms to your health. And plant-based food is, compared to all other things, it will be great to you and it will not affect your health. So I suggest vegetable products, it is good for your health. So I urge the motion to, we should all be vegetarian. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tales Master Prabhakar. 30 seconds. And to speak on against the motion, may I call on stage Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar.
Research shows plants also respond to threats electromagnetically, and each and every organism in the earth lives and dies for others. So, good evening, debate panel master, eminent panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters, and dear opponents. Non-vegetarian diets are often rich in protein, iron, vitamin, B12, and certain other nutrients are harder to obtain from vegetarian products. And if you know, vitamin B12 is the only available in non-vegetarian food. So now the people have to take different capsules and the medicines to compensate these vitamins. That is caused a lot of health issues and also money. So it's not, we think that vegetarian is cheaper, but in the other side, we are spending a lot of money to compensate or to maintain that healthy. And if you think about non-vegetarian, thousands of years, people are using non-vegetarian food as traditionally, and it is sometimes it is part of their culture. It's not easy to replace. And if the point I understand, many people are turning to vegetarian food because of the welfare of the animals, creatures. So here we need to think, we need a healthy life. That is also important, and we can do some like other option that we can reduce the meat eating and eat the plant-based food, but compensation food like sea, ocean, fish and other things we can consume it occasionally, which will help. So, and if you think about the feelings, there is also new technology, Israel-based company, they are producing non-vegetarian food in labs. So you can completely forget about those killing or chopping of animals and use that meat and freely you can eat it. And that is the future, so that all we can have non-vegetarian. So I argue to all our members, switch to non-vegetarian and being a healthy life, control the vitamins and minerals which you can naturally take it. And another important point is all plant-based foods are coming from the market has a lot of pesticides that can kill the people. And look, you can see the cancers. So even if you want to clean those pesticides, you need to put another liquid or chemicals. That is also harmful. So we need to understand, we have to switch to a healthy lifestyle, go for alternate options.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh. 30 seconds break for judges. Let's welcome on the stage the rebuttal speaker from the team against the motion, Toastmaster Datta Nawale.
Good evening, debate masters, panel of judges, dear Toastmaster, guest, and my worthy opponents. My worthy opponents stated that mainly he focused about health. That if you are eating vegetarian, will be more health. Your health will be very. There will be no problem in the health. So that is not the case. There is a. What about this? We are talking about only health, not about taste. Because non-vegetarian food having different tastes. That's why in the world, if you see the percentage wise, maximum people will eat the non-vegetarian, even in the forum also, if you agree with me. So health is a not issue actually. One non-vegetarian, I want to say that non-vegetarian, sorry, those who eating the vegetarian, they are also having a lot of health problems because of, as my colleague said, pesticides. And now whatever high use that pesticides on the plants and all this, so that creates this one. So that is the no issue for health. So health can be balanced eating non-vegetarian also. So it should not be only vegetarian. If all will be vegetarian, what about animals? This is a cycle, correct? So and our my opening speaker says plants also respond electrochemically. Says every organism on Earth dies at some points to others. So organism can live. This is nothing wrong with this cycle. So killing the animals and all this, there's no point. That is a cycle which coming from years and years. Other things what the opponent says cost effective. But this cost effective, most of this vegetarian food would not be practical in most part of the world. So there is a lot of in the world, there is a lot of places are there. It's not possible to eat vegetarian. They have to eat they have to kill the animal, they have to eat this. So that point is cost effective is the no ways. You cannot categorize it can be, but it cannot be overall word cannot be go with that. Then at the end, he harmful for health. Then again he says harmful for health. So I already clarified that it is not harmful for health. So I strongly recommend to second our motion that we should all be not be vegetarian. We can eat parallelly non-vegetarian also. So go to take it on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nawale. 30 seconds for the judges. And may I now welcome
The rebuttal speaker for the motion, Toastmaster Ramalingam Bengala.
There is a myth that non-vegetarians are physically stronger. Take an example of Sachin Tendulkar, who is a pure vegetarian, and take an example of our Prime Minister Modi. Honorable judges, worthy opponents, and fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests. My opponent speaker said, every creature lives and dies. We can kill them to eat. I would like to say that we no need to be cruel to slaughter an animal to eat something, as there are plenty of vegetables are available which gives nutrition and wide range of vitamins. And also they said, rich in vitamins, hard to obtain B12 from the vegetables. Rich in vitamins, there are many vegetables available, those are rich in vitamins that gives better than the meat which gives. And B12, it can be compensated through a supplementary medicines like some small capsules. They said it is very costlier. It is not costlier than the meat what we buy today. And also, they said it is a tradition to eat meat. Those are olden days, he was quoting it. The time has changed now. We are more into offices, not in the farms. Physically, we are not strong to digest the meat what we are taking. Then he said sea meat is very best for the human beings. Nowadays, all the seas are polluted because of the industrialization. And there are farms are available to make the animals and fishes to grow and put it in the market. They use steroids for faster growth. Those steroids, when we eat, that will damage our digestion system. And also they were quoting about artificial food. Artificial food is very harmful. Why we need to take an artificial food when the vegetables are available readily? And also they were saying, quoting that animals are also should live in the society, or that is a part of life. That is agreed. But no need to slaughter them artificially.
Thank you, Mr. Master. 30-second break for the judges. Friends, let me invite the third and the closing speaker from the team which is against the motion, Toastmaster Gaurav Sood.
Thank you, debate master, panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters, and my worthy opponents. Human beings are called social animals. Animals, there must be a reason. We have got canines, we have got molars, we have got premolars. Coming on to my opening speaker. Non-veg food, non-vegetarian food is going in for years. Humans started their life by eating by eating animals. It is part of culture and tradition of
of all the, it is coming from tradition. Non-vegetarian food covers all the nutrients, and there are certain nutrients which can only be found in non-veg, like vitamin B12, omega-3 fatty acids, and cod liver oil. And then, as my opening speaker said, we have got tongue, and we need not only health, but we also need taste. Research has shown, the research has shown that plants also grow and they respond electromagnetically to threats. So plants also have life. It's not only that animals have life. Coming on to the rebuttal speaker, Toastmaster Datta Nawade. Vegetarian food is not practical in all parts of the globe. Maybe in the Middle East, plants cannot grow that easily, or maybe in parts of Greenland. So you need animal food to survive. And then every organism dies so that others can live. That's part of the cycle. That's how the world moves. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And back to the debate.
Go ahead. 30 seconds for the judges. And now, shall we call the last of the speaker and the third and the closing speaker from the team, which is for the motion, Toastmaster Varghese Chiran.
Thank you, debate master, eminent panel of judges, worthy opponents, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Today I decided I will be a vegetarian throughout my life. You have any doubt? I will tell you why. Why I decided in 2 minutes. My opening speaker, my rebuttal speaker has explained to concrete my decision to be a vegetarian. He mentioned cholesterol level will be reduced. Nowadays, I'm going to hospital every 4 months to take my cholesterol. If it reduces, I'm happy. Be a vegetarian. And it helps cardiovascular diseases to reduce. Very good. No tension. And we can eat in raw method. Means no need to cook. When I'm going traveling, I can have a few carrots or maybe broccoli or something. No need to stop the car and eat it. I can eat. However, my speaker said the examples of our Prime Minister Sri Modi and sportsman Tendulkar. So if I wish to run a marathon, I don't need to think about thinking non-vegetarian. Yes, Tendulkar has played all the way by eating only vegetarian. If I'm thinking about a management guru, yes, our Prime Minister is the only vegetarian. So what else I'm missing? I'm not missing anything. I am going to be a fully vegetarian. What about you? Worthy opponent, fellow Toastmasters, eminent panel of judges? We all should be vegetarian. Don't think about the second opinion. Don't think about anything. I urge the floor to approve the motion that we all should be vegetarian. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varghese Chiran. And after that, 1 minute silence for the judges to make their final ballot. And meanwhile, may I ask the audience, apart from these two teams, to vote for the best speaker.
രാത്രി വീട്ടിലെത്തിയപ്പോ അപ്പോൾ സ്റ്റൂ മട്ടൺ സ്റ്റൂ ആണെങ്കിൽ എന്ത്
All right, with that we conclude the debate and give big round of applause. I hope the debate was dynamic enough to stimulate your thought process. And it was informative enough to take back home some sort of benefit and some enjoyment out of this debate. So thank you very much, both the teams. You can go back to your seat unless you want to take a picture with the debate master.
Debate has changed.
Chief Judge, you want to join us? Okay. Yeah, too much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And we have been observed through online by two observers. I will take their comments now. Toastmaster Chandramouli, if you are there, please unmute and open your camera and say a few words about the whole proceedings of this evening.
Good evening, debate managers, other fellow judges, Toastmasters, and guests, if any. Wonderful experience, the debate session. For me, it is the first time being a judge and hearing from all the team contestants, different topics more relevant for today's time, whether it is the artificial intelligence or this one, the latest one, the final, we all should be a vegetarian. These are all the very, very good topics. I really enjoyed. And being a vegetarian, definitely I will not just because being a vegetarian, I will urge you to do all this thing, because turn to vegetarian from non-vegetarian. There are so many people. I recently went for a marriage, predominantly used non-veg. It's my ex-colleague. They are Muslims family. In fact, they arranged separately for a vegetarian. There are plenty of Muslim families behind me in the queue taking the vegetarian. You can imagine so many people are turning to vegetarian, not just because of for so many reasons. One is for the health reasons, the other one to make the environment more cleaner. They don't want to spoil the environment, and for the benefit of on the earth, slaughtering all these things not good. So I really enjoyed that topic. I request all of you think about on this. Thank you. Over to you, Debate Master.
I'm sure people are thinking whom you must have voted as a judge. We have another explosive observer amongst us online. So may I request Toastmaster Nathan Thomas to give his observation and comments and advices, of course. Over to you, Nathan Thomas.
Debate Master, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
The microphone is very good.
To start with, I'm sorry to say this. It was very unfortunate that the debate master was not introduced properly before inviting him to the podium. He is a DTM with enviable track record, and just he was called casually to take over the role.
That we can debate later.
I would call it a major fox pass not matching to the KTM standards.
Yes, yes.
So coming back to the debate, personally, this sort of debate is not my cup of tea, because you have a team and you give the topic and then you impose that this team speak for, this team speak against. You judge on the debate, the content, how they present, the value to the audience, what is their presentation, the voice, flexibility, manner, etc. But honestly, somebody who is convinced, his conviction is that not for the motion, and he is compelled to speak for the motion, you can make it out. So when you judge about each aspect of the debate, you got a team. Out of that, maybe there is a member or two who is, his personal conviction is that it's against the motion, but he has to speak for the motion. So personally, I don't contribute to such sort of debates. Now, coming back to the topic, sports stars are bad role models. Well, as you say, it is debatable, and we debated it. Some are role models, some are bad role models. It is the individual justification of you take it. But on the whole, does it matter? Artificial intelligence, more a friend than foe, I would say. Is artificial intelligence more than, or is it contribute to natural stupidity? Which is superior? And we should be a vegetarian. I would say appreciate all the topics are of great relevance to us now. And people have debated very well. I appreciate the conviction, I mean, the way it was presented, but at the same time, personally, I noticed that certain speakers are not from their heart convinced to speak in their team as it is for or against, because their conviction personally is different, but they are compelled to speak in that manner, being a team member. Overall, a well-conducted debate, and the debate master will give what exactly he meant by all the three topics as per his conviction. Thank you, debate master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nayan Thomas, for your valuable inputs and your views. A big round of applause once again. So if the chief judge is ready, we can call him on the stage. First, to receive the well-supported certificate, please welcome DTM Praveen Panikkar on stage. I invite the president of the club also to join us. Okay.
And the judges who have helped us to conduct this debate, may I request Toastmaster Nainan Thomas to receive this certificate. One more round of applause for Toastmaster Chandramouli. Once again.
Thank you, debate master. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your support, in spite of you being so far away, both the judges. The offline judge, Toastmaster Anil Kumar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anil. And DTM, Navneet Krishnan. And our timer of the day, who has done his job in spite of me being for the first time. A well done timer, Toastmaster Mithilesh. इधर लाइट आता है And to declare the winners of this final debate of Kimchi Toastmaster 2023. The winner,
Chief Judge, the winner of today's Kimchi Toastmaster debate contest. Let's be ready to applaud for both the teams first. There is team token 4. Please give a
once again, the team sitting on the
We cannot hear anything.
Around the 3 of you. Yes, we can
okay. So first, let them take.
Hold it together. Now guess who is the second. Take a photograph, just smile.
No guess.
Is the trophy and the trophy. In mind, the runners of today's contest, Toastmaster Rajesh, Toastmaster Datta, and Toastmaster Joseph.
They were given an option. They did not choose.
We should not hold the 3 of you together. 4 to my right. Left, so they are don't speak. Actually, anyway, it was a good topic and good.
And yes.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. And we check best debater of the final.
Yes, and it goes to. Let me also one more of you earlier and for those ones are Sadish.
Yes.
For the first debate.
And
those ones are Varghese, and those ones are Sadish.
President, you have to be here also.
But it's confused because at home it is opponents too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And just few words. Just few words. You have already heard a lot of things from, especially from Toast DTM Navneeta, Toastmaster Nainan Thomas. We should have this regularly. So I urge the president and the upcoming presidents to hold this kind of thing more often. And we can use our experienced Toastmasters to guide us, like, you know, how to read a particular motion. For example, we should all be vegetarian. You know, the most important word here is what? All. All. So it is vegetarian, it's okay. Non-vegetarian, it's okay. But whether you want all of them, then you could have used the transport costs, you could have used the geographical distances, you could have used the grounds which can give you vegetarian, all these kind of things you can pick up. So therefore, all these things are very, very important. Similarly, when we were talking about sports stars, nobody talked about sports stars will spoil the youth because they talk about big things and they get big salaries. 14 crore, 20 crores for one season of IPL. What the youth will think? Do you want everybody to become youth sports star? Then what will happen to other professions? These kind of things, you know. So you have to pick up in that statement. Of course, this requires some sort of experience and guidance, which many of you did not have. In spite of that, you did fantastic. A big round of applause. Our VP Education will plan for the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, debate master, judges, role players, and guests, and fellow members for a wonderful session. For next week planning, I will share in the WhatsApp group. Please come forward and take up the role. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, VP. Now I would like to have a few words from our guests. Introduce yourself and then what you experience you can share.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'll keep it really short. You have met me before, a lot of you have met me before. My name is Mrinal, and I had a really great time today witnessing such an awesome debate, like a series of debates. Got to take a lot home. Of course, our beliefs are the systems we live by differ, but it's always interesting to hear another opinion and think along those lines. So that was really interesting. And I didn't realize that a lot of you were new speakers. So great job, everyone. Thank you so much.
First of all, I would apologize for the today's mistake. Because after the acting president speak, we should introduce the debate master. It was not happened. I apologize for that. So today, our debate master, I would like to thank to him because last week, Wednesday, when I called him, Tuesday, when I called him, he was in Dubai. but he attended the call immediately when I requested him, sir, would you like to be a debate master for our next week? Without hesitation, immediately he accepted. In Dubai, then he said, don't worry, Prabhakar, I will be back on day after tomorrow immediately. Once he landed in Oman, immediately he called me. So we will make the plan. We will organize judges, all those things. So thanks for your effort, and within short notice, you arranged very well and you have conducted the debate session. And I would like to introduce for our guests also, because some of our new members, because our DPM debate, today's debate master, some of them know, some of them they didn't know. So that's why I just want to introduce. He's a chartered accountant by profession, and he is a group CFO with a Pinsaling group of companies, and he is in Oman for the last 29 years. With the Kimchi Grossmaster almost 14.5 years. He is a past Division D director. He's a two unique clubs, Aha Hihi, as well as Humor Club, that Hindi Apna, Hindi Club Apna Hindi Club, and he is a treasurer of the Indian Social Club, almost for the past 18 years. And last but not least, everybody knows that he is a yoga guru. Whenever he is conducting any session, first he will start with that yoga, laughing yoga. Then only he wants to make all the members to be very active, very enthusiastic. So thank you so much, sir. And once again, I apologize, the mistake was happened. So won't happen. How do you feel that session today? Excellent. The credit goes to the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Meeting adjourned. Group picture. With this meeting adjourned, we will take a group photo. Thank you so much, Division D Director, for your valuable presence. Division G. Division D Director.
Vegetarian better, let's go to the point. We want even Omanis are eating.
See, there are a lot of points in vegetarian and non-vegetarian. What we spend in the people are sitting here, including you. Nobody has accepted. Oh, God.
Accept me also. We get a brief. Yeah, done. Aditya, it's covered by all. Yeah.
1 minute, I will also take.
Your dad.
Yes, everyone.
Yes.
Happy smiling face.
Yes.
Woo!
The sound is captured.
It's artificial intelligence.
Sir,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Chandramouli, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir.
How are you?
Good. Yeah. Something interesting. Good. Good feedback, sir. Good input.
Well done. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well done, you all.
People
are supposed to take role
you forgot?
at time and pressure, no? That's why. Off mind is somewhere, off mind is here. What to do?
This certificate, shall I give to DTM George Thomas, because I think he said he will be courier. Or
Oh, no, yeah, but he is not here in Oman. He is in US.
okay, when he comes, we'll arrange it. We'll give to him. Okay. Because last I think book also he said he will give it.
Yeah, you can send it.
Okay, I couldn't hear you.
It's okay, no problem. You can.
Okay.
E-copy is fine.
Okay, good.
Now Thomas has gone to US, is it?
Yeah,
his son has completed his graduation or something. That is
very good. He got a placement also?
No, I think he's yet to get.
Yes.
They went for that convocation. What is it?
Convocation.
Ceremony for that.
Yeah, good. Time is very fast. He left about 2 years before, I know.
Yeah.
He had come to Chennai that time.
Okay, good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Sachin, Chandra, Srinath. No, I have seen Srinath taking cricket at the buffet. But we heard that earlier. No, I saw him personally when he speaks. No, I more anything you want to keep your
certificate is there. Certificate only.
Yeah.